This is the old Super Cub, the Super Cub LP, the sort of original Super Cub, I think, unless there was one before this, I don't know. Certainly not the modern Super Cub S or whatever. It does still have the original brushed power system in it. I know a lot of people change these out.
Throttle cut off. Throttle cut on.
A lot of people change that power system out, but I haven't. Put my strap on. I blocked off that ridiculous. It had that weird system where that thing was a light sensor, and if it thought it was upside down, it would try and turn itself the right way up. A very early sort of ancestor of safe, as it were, and many people found it more of a nuisance than an asset. I've never tried to fly it with it. I blocked it off. This is a rebuilt wing with ailerons. The plane's originally a 3-channel. Many people do that, of course. It's got a carbon fiber rod in there. It's a spare wing for the plane. I just bought a spare wing for the plane. Straightened it out, take the dihedral out with a carbon fiber rod, and then put ailerons in with a couple of little Tower Pro 9-gram servos there. I also changed the wheels. I don't remember what the original wheels were, but I changed them. They're not very big wheels even then, but they help it to run on the grass a bit, because I couldn't get it to run on this. See, the grass here is, it's not long. It's, it's mowed very regularly and whatever, but still, for a small plane like this, it's a bit of a challenge. So we'll see. I do still have the original 3-channel wing, and I can just swap it out and just turn, basically when I don't have when I have the 3-channel wing on, I just mix the aileron and rudder channels together, so I can use either stick to turn and roll the plane. And then I turn that mix off when so I've just got it on a switch. Famous last words.
Mix inhibited. Mix active. Mix inhibited.
So we turn that mix off because we don't want that mix on now. If I had that mix on now, I'd be mixing ailerons and rudder, which when you've got separate ailerons and rudder isn't helpful.
Throttle cut off.
The plane is, with this power system, is honestly underpowered. Now, this is the power system that came with it, but, well, I mean, I suppose it was meant to be a slow trainer, a slow 3-channel trainer. This was a very, this was an early, not early, and I mean, obviously, from the point of view of foamies, this was an early sort of common foamy trainer, an introductory plane, before they had safe and all that sort of thing. People, they would recommend something like this, the 3-channel, the way this came, as a, fairly low-powered, stable, high-wing, 3-channel plane. And of course, with the 3-channel, it has quite a marked dihedral on it, so it's much more prone to leveling itself. I mean, I took that out on purpose so that it was easier to roll it with ailerons, although, mind you, there's so little power, you ain't going to do much, really. I suppose I should put a, see, he's barely got enough power to do a loop, because, it's just a very low-powered system, this brushed system that came with him. I should try and put a brushless system in him, I suppose. Unfortunately, there's no drop-in one like E-flite don't make one. You've got to muck around buying a brushed motor and a brushless motor, and yeah, well, that was sort of meant to be an Immelman term, but I kind of screwed it up.
Time remaining 4 minutes.
And with this guy, I mean, well, you're sort of flirting with stalling him on the top of a loop because he's got so little power. By the time you get him up to the top of a loop, he's flirting with stalling. He doesn't have much way. try that again, but nah, not really. Not really. Can't do it neatly because I don't have the power. With this guy, I think it's mainly because I don't have the power to pull him through. Although, mind you, I was doing the same thing with the Commander, and I don't think that's true of the Commander. The Commander's got plenty of power. He was just falling off, but this guy, well, partially he's falling off,
Time
yeah.
remaining 3 minutes.
But, I mean, it's as much as anything else, it's because he's... he doesn't have... I guess I could have put bigger ailerons on him. I mean, he doesn't have a tremendous amount of roll authority just in a straight roll. It's not like he flips neatly when you give him an aileron roll because, you know, the ailerons are not that big and it's high wing and whatever. I suppose I should try and learn how to do those kind of rolls better. Some planes will just do them without her, but I expect there's a way of trying to compensate for the tendencies of this plane. But, you know, I mean, I've seen plenty, well, of course people put different, well, something slightly more approximating to an Immelman turn. At least he actually came out going the other way. People put different, you know, the aileron mod is not a standard thing. Everyone does it their own way. So some people put bigger ailerons, some people put smaller ailerons, some people may even put a totally different wing on. I don't know. This is just say a spare wing that was made for the Cub because they don't charge all that much for an extra wing. 20 some bucks, I think. But people put different sized ailerons on and whatever, and most people tend to put a brushless motor in, and I've seen people, you know, like Don, I think, was flying his the other day with a brushless motor. And yeah, sure, I mean, then you can do, you know, climb vertically and roll as you climb or whatever. This guy's not going to do that because he just doesn't have the power.
Time remaining 1 minute.
Oh, time to be landing him, and I have been flying him fairly. I'm also flying him on the original batteries. Well, you don't have a lot of choice because it's got a tiny battery compartment. That's another thing. I don't know what people do when they do the brushless mod. You know, what do they do for the battery? Because trying to fit any battery other than the batteries that were made for it in is not going to be easy because it's a tiny little battery compartment. The battery, oh, I missed the runway a little. Ah, that was a terrible landing sign. Oof. Missed the runway, then pulled him up and fell down. Pretty ashamed of that. That was not good. Didn't look too horrible till the last moment, but didn't look too horrible till the last moment, but then actually, from what I remember, even if you land him right, he actually tends to fall over. Even if I mean, I didn't then. I kind of pulled him up and stalled him at the last minute and whatever. But if I remember correctly, even if I land him properly, because I remember always fishing grass out of that scoop at the front, I think he pretty much always falls over when I land him. At least with this wing. Maybe with the other wing I might be able to land him. So that's the battery compartment in here, and it's tiny. The battery is like taking the whole of it.
Throttle cut on.
Okay, I'm not going to fly the other wing today because I don't even have it with me, and changing them around is a bit of a pain with all those rubber bands and everything, but there we go. Modified Super Cub LP. See, that's the battery compartment, and that's the battery that came with him, so you can barely squeeze it in. It's 3-cell 1300 milliamp hour. A little bit similar to some helicopter batteries, and We were, what was that? 5.5 minutes there. Quite getting a bit low, 3.8, not too bad. But interestingly enough, this rather old puffed looking battery is running the cells down more evenly than some newer ones I've got. But anyway, there you go.